I welcome you back once again to Kagekaze's Domain with your host, Kagekaze. And before we continue on, I found another thing that I wanted to share with you guys, that this patch has changed. If you remember, you could not create a hardcore character prior to beating the game on normal mode, which meant we could not test it in the beta. Well, the last patch changed that, where you could actually make a hardcore character at level 10. The tooltip for that still said you had to beat the game in normal mode. Now, the tooltip actually states that hardcore heroes are only available after reaching level 10 in normal mode. So now the tooltip has been fixed, which means if they're looking at little changes like that, then chances are big changes are going to happen less and less and less. This change for the Witch Doctor that we've been playing through, I honestly think is going to be the last major shakeup that we see. I think they're probably feeling pretty happy with where things are, and to be honest with you, so far, I can kind of agree. Things are not feeling too bad right now with the Witch Doctor at this level. So now what we're going to do real quick is kind of take a look at our mana costs and see where things stand, since we were talking about mana scaling. And apparently mana does scale, mana costs for your abilities, only it's a lot more subtle now than what it used to be. Back in previous patches, you know, from 10 to 12, the mana cost would pretty much jump in intervals. Now it's very small, especially with how low these mana costs are. I mean, you think about Poison Dart here, it was 4, now 5. Corpse Spiders is still only 2 mana, so if that's based off a percentage, that's really low. 2 mana per cost. Corpse Spiders is the most efficient spell you have. So I'm thinking that any turn-off you might have about Corpse Spiders and its damage, and especially compared to before where people were saying that it didn't do enough and now it's a generator, you're not going to be able to deny that's so efficient. You can use that spell in many situations and many builds to try and get your mana back up. Alright, let's look at Grasp. That's at 58. It used to be 52, so that's kind of going up slowly and steadily. Same here, 58. So these are probably based off of the same mana. Alright, Summon Zombie Dogs. Cost is 23, was 21, so that's kind of slowly going up. So yes, I can confirm that mana costs are going up. Now, are they going to be as high as the data mine information that Diablo fans has? I couldn't really tell you. The changes are going up so slowly, but they're 60 levels, so I don't really know. It's very possible. I mean, Diablo fans are usually really good about pulling that information, but oddities do occur when you're pulling data mine information. So only way we'll know is to actually play it. So what I'm going to do here at the beginning, and I'm going to do this now, so you can feel free to skip this part if you wish. I'm just going to quickly go over the kind of low-level crafting that you start off with, since we've started over at level 1. I'm going to go ahead and salvage some of my items here that I don't need. Let's see, my monster plus 3 experience has a level requirement, this one doesn't. So we're going to move that down. Ooh, that's nice armor actually. 20 and vital plus life regen. I lose the magic fine, but it's only 2%. I will use that. Hey, that's got plus 4 experience. Not as much damage though. I'll worry about finding weapons as I go, I think. Alright, that's a two-hander with 12.1. The attacks per second is actually not that bad. That one-hander I have, that mace, it looks like it's actually got a very slow attack speed compared to other things. I'm not going to use it for now, though. I think I'll keep the one with experience just for now. 9.6. Alright, so we're almost done here, and I will be keeping my quiver. So from that, as you can see, the chance to get your rare items is definitely low. It's, I believe, we were told it'd be about 5% chance. So all I got from that was subtle essences, and I got 21. So of the weapons here, none are really better than what I've got. I can't use the wand because I'm not a wizard. can use the crossbow, oddly enough. 9.4 with 2 random affixes. It is slightly slower than the magic club, or the magic mace. But the mace is only as strong as it is because of the additional lightning damage it does. And there's 7.1. There's really not much here that I could use. I'm going to skip that for now and go to armor. I can make boots. These boots have the same armor as the one I have, so I'll go ahead and do that. And I can make armor, which is only 2 armor less. So let's go ahead and look at our costs. We're looking at 495. And oh my goodness, 6 essences just to make that item. My goodness. They have really increased the cost on that. Let's go ahead and make some boots. This one is 4 essences and 330 gold. You want to talk about a gold sink? I have a feeling this is going to be it. And that gives me strength and gold for monsters. That's pointless to me. Strength. What is with me and proccing strength? I do that a lot. Let's try training. Now, here's the other thing, is training costs are really high now. Train is 2,000 gold. And as you saw, stash space is 10,000. I had a decent amount of gold, and I was a little surprised to have over 500 right away in the game, but you look at this, and honestly, that 500 goes away really fast. I'm kind of surprised they keep the numbers that high, though. They could have scaled back the gold drops. To be honest, they really could have scaled down how much gold drops from monsters and that you get, and then scaled the cost down here to compensate. Because honestly, as it feels right now, here I am level 8, and I've already got thousands of gold. A little excessive, honestly. I think they could have scaled that back to maybe if I had 1,000 and some of these cost lower, but you know, that's a personal preference. As long as the economy balances out in the end, you can have large values of gold. It just... I'm iffy on it. Let's go ahead and train once. We'll get the cuffs and the breeches. As you can see, you get stars by the new items. This cuff has definitely more armor, and the breeches requires level 9. So I won't be able to use that right now, but it does give me random properties. Let's see what it takes. That takes 6 essences. Cuffs takes 3. Let's go ahead and make these breeches and see if they're any good. I'm telling you, I have horrible luck. But it does have plus experience on it. I'll keep it. I will use it. And I will... You know what? Maybe I will just run up to the enemy and melee them. Well, no. It only affects barbarians. Doesn't even matter if it's melee. Right. Alright, let's make the cuffs. Finally, something with intelligence and plus 6 experience. Yes, please. You know what I'm going to do? I've enjoyed having the plus experience gear in the playthroughs, but I'm going to try doing it without them. I want to kind of challenge myself a little bit and see what you guys think of that. Because some people have mentioned, you know, using better defensive gear. And it is true. It'd be more interesting. So in that case, I have 6 essences, so I can try and make one more item. So obviously the crafting has slowed down quite a bit in this case, because I don't have a lot of stuff to salvage to get the essences, and the essences cost, even with that full page of gear that I disenchanted, it's still 6 to make this thing. So I am going to go ahead, I think I'll do that. I will make the chest piece one more time, use up my last of my essences, and plus 3 experience, and melee attackers take 1 per hit. So a little less armor, minus 0.2% protection, but I'll still take it, and we're good to go. Level 9, I'll be able to use these, even though they're not great.
From the east, found some interesting things on my latest dig. You should take a look.
You know what? I've got 3k gold. Let's take a look what he has.
Found some interesting things on my latest
Weapons definitely cost a lot more now. I mean, here's the thing. Armor seems to be costing in the 500 range. Some of the higher ones cost more, but weapons are definitely fairly expensive. Mine is a 10.2, and he's got a 12.6 with experience on it. And that's about half of my gold to get that. So, you know what? It's in my range. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So there you go. And I could sell that for 56, but I think it's worth more as an essence to me. Alright, there we go. The crafting section is over. We're going to go to Cathedral Gardens now. I apologize to anyone I may have bored with that, but again, that's why I wanted to do that right away and warn you guys so that if you wanted to move off, you could. Just kind of looking at the damaged cathedral here. Ooh, that was creepy. I've never heard that creaking before. I normally have to turn the game volume down in my audio mix in Windows Live Movie Maker, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear that because it was kind of subtle, but I heard just kind of a deep, sudden creaking when I walked into that cathedral. Ambience is everything in this game.
Forever live in anguish for my last attempt to honor my king. As we lay him to rest in his burial chamber, he manifested as a hideous skeletal demon. Gorash and my other knights were overcome at once, but I fought on.
I want to try and get those casters first, and we'll work on everyone else.
My strike is true.
Fire bats additional damage is definitely feeling good. That big group was not a big deal at all. To just cast the fire bats and go to town on them. Now, what I'm looking forward to is that in this beta, I've done a sneak peek. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to link this list I have. It's a file from, I believe it's Diablo 3 DB or the Diablo 3 database that lists every skill and rune and passive that you get and tells you what level you earn them at. And I had linked it once before in one of my videos, but what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to link it in my channel. I didn't think it had been updated, but I had been informed on Diablo fans that it had been. And so I would recommend taking a look at it, and I took a peek at it, and I noticed that we're going to get a rune for the fire bats in this beta, and I'm looking forward to trying it. Fire bats being my favorite skill, I would love to play around with a rune for it.
And now I wander, cursed by my once beloved king. Evil gnaws at my bones, and I cannot risk putting my beloved Tristram in danger should I fail to contain that which tears at me. I must venture down into the light to die alone.
I need mana. I need more time.
Well, I thought I had avoided it. I was wrong. But I blocked it. So, neener, neener, neener. You can't touch this. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Okay, an enlightened shrine. Nice.
Need more mana.
I don't think there was anything down here. Nope. A couple bodies, that's about it. Kind of wish I had the spiders to throw down at these guys. Well, I've already found all of Lacdanon's journals.
My spirit grows vast.
Huzzah for level 9 and skill slots. Leaping spiders. Hell yeah. And soul harvest. This is what I'm looking forward to. Alright. Corpse spiders, leaping spiders. Summon leaping spiders that leap up to 25 yards to reach their target and attack for 19% damage as physical. So obviously, because of the nerf to the main ability, leaping spiders has also been nerfed. They previously did about 30, kind of like corpse spiders did about 25. So they did 30, they now only do 19. So if you wanted to take that into effect, you know, the 30 times 4 spiders, that was 120 weapon damage. Of course, by 2 attacks, that was 240. So in this case, they're only doing 19. Kind of odd they didn't just pick a round number like 20, but so 19 by the 4 spiders. So we're looking at 76 weapon damage, but with 2 attacks, 152. So not bad. 152 compared to, we'll just take a look at splinters, which is 60 by 3, and that's 180. So splinters does more damage than the leaping spiders again, but the leaping spiders again is more efficient. Mana cost is a factor here. Granted, we're talking about 5 and 2. I mean, in a world where you're regenerating 20, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it can be. Not only that, but the leaping spiders again is a lob spell. You won't have a hard time hitting the target that you want with them. Plus, since these are leaping spiders now, they actually are fairly viable for hitting targets. Even if you miss, they will go after your target. Now, Terror, the new category here, we have Soul Harvest. This is a new ability to the beta. We've not been able to play with this before. It's 29 mana. It's 15-second cooldown. 15-second cooldown with a 30-second effect. You feed on the life force of up to 5 enemies within 16 yards. you gain 28 intelligence for each affected enemy. So, if you're lucky enough, that's the thing, you have to have 5 enemies to really get the full benefit of that. But if you've got your 5 enemies and you're getting 28 intelligence per enemy, that's 140 intelligence. Now, we go to intelligence here. Really doesn't tell you what you're going to get per intelligence. So what I'm going to do is I want to try and get a group, get my 140 intelligence, because 140 is no small amount. I mean, you look at the gear and I'm only finding maybe at most 5 to 8 intelligence. So that could go up. So we'll look at this. It's 38 right now. It's 38%. Well, judging by that, since it's at 38 now and it's 38% extra damage, that could be 140% extra damage, and that's quite a bit. You know, we'll take a look. We will definitely take a look. If that's the case, then fire bats and, well, only fire bats really. Spiders too, but fire bats will really put the hurting on the enemy if that's true. And what we'll need to do is test out how it stacks. So what I need to do is find one enemy. See, they leaped at him. That was very nice. Find an enemy, use it, get at least 1 stack, and since the effect lasts for 30 seconds, but the cooldown's only 15, that means that I have a 50, you know, half of the time I have, I can start working on getting the stack back. So I'm going to find a single enemy to use it on and see how it, let me try and keep this up. 38. Alright, so I've got a single enemy. Oh, that was a pretty interesting effect. It was just kind of a area around me. My intelligence is up to 66, as you can see here. So let me use it again on him. $66%. Let me cancel that. 38. That's a lot of intelligence. 28 per monster. So if I use it here and I get 1... I missed. Ha! I missed. Alright, let's run a little experiment here, because I want to see if it counts for new and unique monsters, or if it's... because you notice when that one I had, when I had him by himself, it didn't stack up. But I'm wondering if it's each new unique monster, and I'm going to try that. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to get 1. There I go. I have 1. I'm up to 66. Wait for the cooldown and try and hit this second one here. It might not happen. I might end up just getting both of them. Let's just do it that way. There we go. Now I've got 2. Whew. Look at that damage. 94 intelligence. So it looks like every point of intelligence is an extra % of damage. That makes Soul Harvest a massive, massive DPS increase. I'm going to come up here because I'm going to almost be guaranteed to get 5 here. There it is. Oh my god. 178.
Needs more time.
30. Oh my goodness. So if I hit, I wonder if I hit it on less than 5, what that'll do. Hold on, I'll get back to you, Cormac. I want to find 1 or 2, and very quickly. See, okay. Alright, it doesn't refresh. I have to do it in the middle of a group of 5 to get the full effect. But with 3, even with 3, you know, look at that, 122% extra damage. That's really large. I'm going to have no problem with doing damage with this ability, as long as I just get into a group of them. I kind of envisioned a different effect for Soul Harvest. I kind of envisioned like Almost like a swallowing soul or something, not really a glyph on the ground.
I, Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. It is the Skeleton King you seek. Then
Fairly
you have
certain
to
this is my
fight
hardest
your
hitting
way
ability
past
right now.
Templar. There is no
It's fire
reason
bats.
to hunt alone.
No, there is not.
Yes. Oh, so real quick, I did get this 33 with experience and all that, and the strength, of course. So I'll put that on. That's not a bad ensemble. Kind of wish I had clearing die, though, because I think I would clear that helmet. Alright, let's do a slight experiment. See, I can hit that. Can I do a... Okay. Pardon me. So they did take into account that inanimate objects will not be affected by this spell. It's just something I wanted to test. I was fairly certain that was the way it was going to work, but, you know, this is a beta. We want to test these things. So, boom. Massive amounts of damage. So I've got 15 seconds to get another group. It's not quite 5, but I'll take the 3. Better than letting it run out, in my opinion. That's going to be really useful against the Skeleton King. It's not hard to put out there. It's only 30 mana, so that's honestly just a little more than 1 second of regeneration. You can even use it roughly with John Dar, because he does summon monsters. But he summons them kind of slow. So let's see. I've got 4 stacks. Let's try and get to him quickly. You know, that intelligent buff, I bet you my zombie dogs could be really tough. Alright, got a stack of 3 going here. Alright, running a little low on mana. Let's just get this horde of spiders out there while my mana comes back. Gab some intelligence. You know what? Die in a swarm of spiders.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. If we then on. Let us seek honor together,
A shield that has more life on health globes. Okay, I'll use it. Templar can then use that. I don't remember if those cooldowns were listed before, to be honest. There goes that bad memory again. That's okay. It always sucks when it happens when I'm trying to remember someone's name. Of a friend I know or something. Alright, so that's John Dar. That pretty much means I probably have all the information I really need for another video. So that can be part 3, and then I can continue on here part 4 for the next one. Alright then, in that case, what I'm going to do here is call it. Just call it now, and we'll continue on to level 4 in the next video. So, that said, this is Kagekaze thanking you for watching it again. Thumb up if you like. Questions, comments, concerns. I'm always open to hear them, guys. Thank you very much.